All right, what's up? What's up, you guys? Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys for always just taking the time out, hopping on these calls, joining us. I know it was funny because like I was actually talking to Travis last week and I was like, maybe I should push the calls back to 9. But now we have State of Play happens at 9, so we can't do it. But West Coast humans and Central Time people, like, hold on, it's coming soon. Like, the time change is coming soon. You guys are going to be 2 hours behind us, so it'll give you a little bit of breathing room with dinner time. I know if you're on the West Coast, I know it's 6 p.m. or it's 7 p.m. and it's bath time, and I know it's not always the easiest thing. So just like, I just want to say thank you. Like, I just love you guys all so much, and I just appreciate like every single thing that you do, every single sacrifice you make to put into your business to be a part of these calls. Because like, how many people here had to like move mountains just to get on the call, right? Like, you had to have someone cover the kids, or you're literally having to give the dead stare eye to your kids from behind the screen when you're like, come on a call, right? Like, we all have like, or you have to leave work, or you're listening as you're driving. Like, it's never easy to be able to hop on these calls. Like, it's never just like, oh my gosh, like I'm just not doing anything anyway, right? Like, we all have a life, we're all doing things. So I just want to say thank you. I'm super appreciative of each and every one of you guys for taking the time, hopping on this call. I'm super excited about tonight's call. So I said this when we first got started, if there's people not on, just give them a quick reminder, a quick heads up, just because we have stuff, there's a lot of things that were happening with my pulse, because we do have some really good content. So I'm actually just going to kick it off today. We started last week with gratitude. And so what I want to start this week with is I want you to think about, from last Monday or last Tuesday to this Tuesday, what is one win that you've had? And I want you to drop it in the comments. And it could be about anything, like literally about anything. Like, what is one win that you had? And just go ahead and put it in the comments. And let's just, I hit GoPro. Yes, Jen, that's so exciting. That's amazing. That's an awesome bonus. How many people hit the MVP multiplier and you saw that pop up last week and you were like, oh dang, I got $1,000. Like, it was crazy. Cooler temps. Yes, cooler temps for real. Finally, prospecting call. Very good. So my first reboot kit. That's amazing. Staying strict keto all week, no cheats. Yes. How people are doing the 10-day fall into ketosis challenge, like with your challengers, like you're in it, you're prepping for it. Post about upcoming KLP in a Facebook mom group, and a ton of people reached out. That's awesome, Blair. I want to come. I want to go to the KLP party. Going to network marketing event for myself and networking my butt off. And she also stood on stage and like spoke in front of humans, which is a big deal. I am not a public speaker, so I don't do that. That's going to be written on my headstone probably. Proud mama, my son completes in his first day. Is that Taekwondo? Where I'm looking for Megan. I'm looking for her nod. Where is she at? Where's Megan? I get there. Yes. Okay. 2-hour yoga session with my ketone mentor. That's awesome, you guys. Like, there's so many wins. Like, I'm doing the 10-day fall into ketosis challenge, and I like every week I'm like, I'm gonna do OMAD this week, and every week at like noon I'm like, just kidding, I'm actually gonna eat. And I actually did OMAD yesterday, and I was like, so that's like a win for me. I've been way off track. So super excited to get back on track and working out and doing all the things. So that's amazing. So okay. Awesome job, you guys. So many victories to celebrate. And I'm so excited. So a couple announcements. Hacking Better tickets. Raise your hand if you have been to a Pruitt event before. Yay. Awesome. So if you have been at a Pruitt event before, what I want you to do, since 1972, I can't. Ashley worked out for the first time since 1972, four times in 5 days. So if you've been to an event before, in the comments, I want you to just give me a word or 2 words, or like a quick statement of like why, like, if you could look at one person on this call who was like, I don't think I should go, or like, I could go, but I don't really want to go, or whatever that is. Why? Give them 1 word, give them 2 words, 3 words, whatever. Like, why must they get their butts in the seats at Hacking Better? Vision, powerful, belief. Yes, so much belief that you guys get built. Indulgence, belief. I love the belief. Proximity, Guys, proximity is power. Like there is something really different. And I actually heard Hannah speak positivity. I heard Hannah talk about it today when she was doing a live and connection. She said that she's like, it's like when we're here and we're doing this, it's like online dating. But like when you actually get to like walk up to someone and hug them and squeeze them for the first time, like I got so many messages this past week of people that are like, oh my gosh, like in a couple of weeks we get to meet face to face, and like I'm just as excited as you guys are. Game changing for real. Like it is. So if you guys are sitting here, we are a few days from all the tickets being gone forever, and you're like, there's something in you and you're like, but I just can't go, it's expensive, or I can't take that time away from my kids, or I can't do this. I want you to take a moment and like tonight and just really think about it, and think about, don't think about where you want to be in your business 6 months from now. I want you to think about where you want to be in this business 5 or 10 years from now, because there is something, and like we are sworn to secrecy, like there is something really massive in the works right now, like massive in the terms of every single person on this call. Your business is going to be affected by this in the most 100 to 200% positive way if you go all in. And going all in and playing full out and putting to like, I'm going to talk about in a second with Melissa, she's going to be sharing and all of that. Like there is something so powerful that is coming, that if you are going to do this, and like you need to commit, and you need to commit now. And they're going to be talking about it at Hacking Better. They're going to tell us what the announcement is at Hacking Better. But like we also, the people that are going to be in those seats are going to be the people that we get to huddle up with, and we get to mastermind, and like all the things that like the leaders have been like talking about and thinking about and knowing about, and like the things that like the ideas and stuff that we've been like thinking about, like you guys are going to get first access to that, almost just because like we have, like you're going to be there in the seats, you're going to be there masterminding with us afterwards, and you're going to come out of there not only fired up, not only with a higher belief, not only with like that connection and like that thing in your chest where you're like, everybody needs to be here next time, but you're also going to have an entire tool belt of ideas and tips and like everything that you need to propel your business forward moving into the final quarter as we are wrapping up. So I hope you guys are excited. It's really like, and I know Melissa and like Kendra said today on her call, but like Melissa can probably attest to this. Like it's so hard to talk about it without talking about it, because like we literally can't like drip. Like, and I am the worst secret keeper, and I'm also, someone yesterday on a call was like, let me guess, and I literally had to go like this because I don't have a poker face, and I'd be like, oh, maybe, like I'm the worst. So like I can't talk about it that much, because I definitely like, yes, you guys should be excited. Like this is something that like, the only thing I can say is, as you look at Prove It, as you look at your business, and like I think Melissa will agree with me on this, like we said this last night when we were texting, like it is everything we've ever needed for Prove It. Like everything that you could possibly think of. Like I want you to take all of your excuses, it's literally going to remove them. So the only excuse that you are ever going to have to hit champ, to hit rank 7, to hit all of these things is going to be what you have going on up here. And that's it. Like there is nothing else that's going to be standing in your way. So like this is a big freaking deal. And I've had a lot of text messages, and a lot of people have been trying to get it out of me. We ain't telling anyone. We had to sign an NDA. It's a big deal. So who's excited about the announcement that's going to literally change their, like guys, like it's not going to change your business. If you like go in on this, I want you to like look at me and listen, listen with a really big open heart. If you go in on this, your life is going to change because of what's going to happen for this business. So don't think 5 months. Don't think January. That is such small thinking. I want you to think long term. Stop thinking what's going to happen next year. Like we are coming to the end of 2020. An entire decade has passed. What are you going to do with the next 10 years? Because that's kind of a big deal. Like if you think back at the last 10 years, like what were those defining moments that changed everything for you? I know for me, it's being in this community. Everything that like, I couldn't even imagine being in this spot 3 years ago. Like, so you have 3 months to close out. this decade before we start a brand new one. And it's up to you to decide like what you're going to do with that time and what you're going to do with the next 10 years of your life. Because I'm going to be 48. Holy shit. I'll be 48 in a decade. I'm going to be 50. So like, wow. So like, it's, I'm sorry, I have no filter. But like, honestly, guys, like, what is your life going to look like? Like, what is your, like, Griff's going to be 15. Like, what is his life going to look like in 10 years from now? And like, that's a big thing. Like, is it going to be like, oh man, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Man, I really should have run in on that business. I have all these regrets and now I'm still in the same place I was. Or is it going to be like, I was going to drop the F word, but like, hell yeah. Like, I did it. Like, my life has changed because of that. And so with all of that, watching I'm 48 now. You beautiful Dixie. So here's the thing. Because this announcement is coming and because like we've gotten a lot of feedback of people that are like, we want tactical, right? Like, I love mindset, guys, and I could sit here and I will talk to you. I listen to all the messages, sermons, and I read all the books. Like, I love mindset and I love talking about that. But like, what we want to give you, right? And what you guys have told us is that, I love the F word, is that me too, is that we like, you want tactical things. And so what we're going to do tonight is, and I'm sure Melissa's going to touch a lot more on this, but like, you guys know Melissa has been like, if you guys follow her on her Instagram or her Facebook and like see her doing her lives and doing all of that, like, she's rocking the social media game, right? Like, homegirl, rank 8, like, you don't get there just because you're like, I'm going to kind of treat this as a hobby and do stuff like that. Like, she, like, if you follow her and you see her, like, there's a reason they asked her to speak on stage at this event that had 2,500. Was it 2,500? Holy crap. 25
in person, and then like another 3,000 like watching it live stream. So yeah.
Like 5,000 humans. Like, you're not going to ask like Joe Schmo from the corner to come speak about social media, or like, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't know what they're talking about. And so what's cool, and I know she's going to talk about this, like touch base on this as well, but like, seriously, she has been able to like, not only go there and like have her own tool belt, like of all of these amazing like tools that she already uses every single day, but the other people that were there that were also social media gurus, she got to hear from them. So like, I don't care where you are right now. I don't care if you just signed up and you're like a Prove It promoter and you're looking at me and you're like, what is Facebook? Like, I don't care where you are. Like, what is an Instagram story or what's a hashtag? Like, that was totally me. Like, seriously, like, this is for you. And if you've been doing this, like, I know all the things about Instagram and stories and all this stuff, right? Like, we have people that are like amazing at Facebook Lives, right? Like, we all have our niche. Like, there's always something you can learn because it's always going to come back down to content. Okay. Content. Like, what do I post? How am I posting it? What am I doing? Because like, we all have like something to learn when it comes to this business and stuff like that. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to hand it over to Miss Melissa.
That was like the perfect segue, because my literal, like, what I'm going to talk about is content. Did I tell you what I was going to talk about? Because I couldn't remember. I was like, is she guessing what I'm going to tell you guys? Because I don't remember telling you that. Okay, so yeah, so Trish texted me this morning and was like, team call tonight. And I was like, I got this. Like, I got this. So I had the privilege of getting to speak at an event this past weekend. So I get mentored and I work really closely with Rank Makers, Ray Higdon. It was a industry generic event, so it wasn't specific to a single company. But I'm telling you guys, there were millionaires all around me from all different companies. And it was really cool to get to network with them and get to strategize and get to hear them and get to get to be around that level of person who's been in this industry for 20 years, who's doing the thing, and to hear the mindset of these people and really get to experience that. So before I get into a little bit of a tactical thing, I want to paint a picture for you. Mindset, no matter how tactical we get, you guys, no, we can give you all the tactical mumbo jumbo in the whole world, but if your mindset isn't right, it doesn't even matter. Because if you truly don't believe in yourself and your ability, it doesn't matter how much you know. Because if you can't believe it, it's not going to come true. Like literally, you could put two people right next to each other. They prospect the same amount of people. One doesn't believe this business is possible and one does. The person who believes the business is possible is going to have better results than the person who doesn't. It's just a law of the universe. So your thoughts truly do become things, and it's really important for you to know that and understand it and believe it and be aware of what you are thinking up here. So I want you to realize that your story, whatever it may be, and this is going to tie back into what I'm going to talk more about, could be the key that unlocks someone else's prison. So don't be afraid to share it. I can't tell you guys how many times, and Trish is experiencing this now, going through all of her fertility treatments, and Shannon is sharing a lot of that story. That story literally unlocks the prison that someone else is in. Maybe it's someone who's like really dying inside and has no one to talk to about that problem. Like you're literally giving someone a gift. So don't keep your story in, okay? Don't do that. And I want you to think about this chain. You have this chain of people hanging down. And your story may help one person, but it doesn't stop there, because the fact that you help one person, then that person is just given the ability to go help someone. And then that person is given the ability to go help someone. And it's a chain of events just because you were willing to step up and step out of your comfort zone. And I want you guys to realize, like, this business, we're not in a sprint here. This isn't a get rich quick. We're not here like Trish was saying, this is have a 10-year goal, right? See yourself in 10 years. Because I'm going to tell you right now, 4 years ago, if you would have asked me, Melissa, if it takes you 4 years to make the money that you're making right now today, would it be worth it? If I didn't make any dollars before right now, but then I started to make an income that could impact my life and impact so many other people's lives, would it be worth it? And the answer is yes. Like, so always when you're feeling down, when you're feeling like too attached to your outcomes, really ask yourself the question, well, what is the alternative? And if it takes me however long to reach the goal, what's the alternative if I quit today, right? So stay in it and just keep your head focused on where you want to go and not where you are. And I promise you guys, like, if you believe that you could get to where you want to be, then you will get there. I promise you. But that's the mindset piece. So I want to talk about content, right? Because at the end of the day, there are two things that are really important to our business. And I've already had a whole call about prospecting, friends. Like, prospecting is, in my opinion, number one most important. If you're not someone who's really, really great at content and you're not attracting hundreds and hundreds of leads with your content, prospecting is the most important thing for your business. And you can go listen to that recording that I did, I don't know, 2 months ago or so. But tonight's call is going to be about content. So I had the privilege of hearing, her name is Kim Garst, Garst. She spoke on stage and she shared how to create contagious social media content. So her big passion is teaching people how to create social media content. And if you've heard me speak about content before, you know that there are kind of three main things you want to focus on. Is your content inspiring to someone? Is it motivating to them? Is it educating them, teaching them something, making their life simple in some way? Or is it entertaining them, making them laugh, making them smile, making them think, right? So is your content doing that? Always keep those things in mind. But I have some tips for your content, okay? Are you guys ready for this? Is everyone ready? Hands up. Yeah, if you want to learn some tips for contagious social media content. So I don't know if this one's going to shock you or not. You've heard us say it many times before, Your content must be relevant and relatable to your community. Friends, it is not about you. I can't tell you how many times, and I do this too, but like on my stories, so it's okay, but I can't tell you how many times someone gets on their high horse about the workout they just did. That helps nobody. Like, you're not sharing, like, yes, we can like motivate people and inspire people to exercise, but just saying, I did this and I did this and I did this and I did this, your audience doesn't care about what you're doing. They care about how you can help them. How can you help your audience? So there are some really easy ways that you can figure out what your audience wants to know and see. You could do a poll, right? You could do an audit of your social media and scroll through and see what likes and what videos are getting the most interaction. If you're not getting interaction on a post, you guys, you probably shouldn't post something like that. And that's no offense, right? It's no offense. I've been there. 4 years ago, I was all up in, like, no one liking my content, right? And I was like, why isn't anyone liking this? Because it sucked. My content sucked. And you have to just be okay with allowing yourself to suck, but also have the belief enough to learn and to be aware of that. Maybe that piece of content is just not what your audience is looking for, and figure out what they want. For me, my audience loves live videos of me doing some kind of recipe. They love it. And my audience loves pictures of my husband and kids. Like, when my husband and kids are in a photo, people go crazy. Even more if my husband does the post. They like go freaking nuts over my husband. I don't know why. He just joined social media and all this, like, people are just blowing it up. So that's cool. I need to get my husband on more live videos, but I know that, right? So be aware of the content that your network wants to see, because it's not about you, it is about them. All right? Things that matter to them. Figure that out. Tip 2, know who you are. Know who you are here to serve. So while ketones can serve everyone, and I would never turn someone down from ketones, we all have a different niche, a different market, a different person who is gonna vibe. Our vibe attracts our tribe. So you're naturally going to have people that are attracted to you. Make sure that you're aware of who that is. Who are you here to serve? Like me, I'm here to serve really tired twin moms. I'm here to serve the corporate America female who wants more time at home with her mom or her kids. I'm here to serve the person who has to fight for their title, or who has all of the ability in the world but has to follow these corporate America guidelines and is limited to a pay based on where they are in a corporate hierarchy, regardless of their talent, right? So I'm here to serve those people. I know who I'm here to serve. Know who you are here to serve, because it's going to be different for every single one of us. And then tip number 3, you are the insider secret to contagious content. Like, you are the one that gets to create the content and figure out what people like. And you just keep doing it and creating new content and creating new content and creating new content until you figure out what your audience likes, right? Don't be afraid to put something out there, because you just don't know what they're going to like, but also make sure you're learning from it, okay? And then, let's see, be okay being who you are. I think that's super important, because a lot of the times we pretend to be someone who we're not, because we think that's what people want to hear. So, you might be a hot mess mom with dirty dishes in the sink and your house is a wreck and your kids are late and you're trying to portray this perfect person. Or you might be the person who's actually not eating strict keto, but you're trying to pretend like you are. People don't care. People can read that through that, actually, you guys. Be who you are, because you're going to attract, if you're trying to attract people who are following strict keto and you're not following strict keto, and then they join you, immediately they're going to know that you were blah, blah, faking them out. So don't do that, right? Be open and honest about your diet and be like, listen, I drink ketones because I like bread, right? Be who you are, all right? Know what you stand for. Have 5 things. Like if you have a 5-star social compass, what are the 5 things? Family, religion, whatever, sports, whatever it is, have 5 things, a 5-star social compass. And just a little tidbit, guys, it's like politics are getting really big. If you could just keep politics off of your social media, that would be really good for your business. Just like, I'm sorry, I respect that every single person has political views, but if you're trying to build a business, that's probably one area that you should not be sharing. Like, just keep it off of your main page, right? You feel, sorry, Stacey, I love you. I see some tears. I think it's okay to have an opinion, but have a solution. Don't be the person complaining on your social media. Don't be the person venting on your social media. Don't be the person that's providing real value to people, and spewing politics or your complaints about things on your social media just will do nothing for your business. So that's a little bit of a side rant, but it is what it is. And sometimes I have to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay, so creating content tips. I hope everyone has some paper and a pen out, because I'm going to give you applications. Like when I say applications, like pull out your phone, go download these apps, use these apps to create content, okay? Got it? So templates. There are 3 templates that you can use to create really good content. Maybe you have a keto group. Maybe you're putting together a 7-day keto meal plan. Maybe you have a campaign that you're running, whatever it is. There's 3 templates that are really good to use. I haven't used all of these templates, guys, but these were things that were shared with me at this event, and I haven't had the opportunity to use all of them yet, but I'm really excited to. So for templates, there's 3. Unfold, UNFOLD, Unfold. Canva, which I use Canva. I love Canva. I use Canva for my Facebook cover photos, for a lot of stuff. And then there's, for your desktop, is called Easel, EASIL, Easel. So those are all apps or websites where you could go create templates, right? All right, so now videos. If you're doing videos, if you're uploading IGTV, you need to create videos for, right? YouTube, you need to create videos for. So there's something called InShot, INSHOT. And then this next one is really, really cool. It's called Splice, SPLICE. And with Splice, you could sync videos to music. And I guess they have like a library of music that's already like copyright approved, so you're not breaking any internet rules. So it's called Splice, where you could sync a video to music, and it just creates a little bit more entertainment, right? When we're thinking about content and we're thinking about educating, inspiring, entertaining people, a video with some music on it is a little bit more entertaining than one without. And Cut Story. So Cut Story is just a video editing app that you can use. All right, and then, so a lot of these are apps that I've never heard of. So it was cool because I got, like, these are apps that we could all start utilizing. I wish I would have wrote, one of these apps is a meme, like you can make memes with, and you can make like memes that move, and I wish I would have wrote down which one it is. But okay, the next section are called text and graphics. So I think these are the meme ones. One's called Typorama, Typorama. One's called Hype Type. So this is animated text. And then the third one there is called Over. And if you guys start to play around with these, like have some fun with them in the team page, or like share what you're doing with these apps and how you're using them for your business and to create content. Like share with the team in the team page, so we can kind of see what each one is cool with. The next four are automated captions. So automated captions are very important, you guys. Think about when you're doing video, or you're doing a live video, or a story, and people are at work, they can't actually listen to the audio, but they're gonna still look at their phone. People are looking at their phone nonstop when they're at work, but they might not always be able to listen to it. If you have automated captions, then they'll actually be able to see what you're saying. So the two of them there are called Clip-O-Matic and AutoCap. So those are apps that will add captions to your video. And then this last one is probably my all-time favorite, and I think you guys are gonna love this one too. So you guys know like those super quick how-to videos where people are like recording their hands making recipes and they have the music and it's like super cool? It's called Jump Rope. It's a tutorial video editor. So it's an editor that you can make how-to tutorials. So for someone that does follow keto, or someone that just has a lot of great recipes, this would be a good one for you to do how to make these recipes and do these tutorials. So I thought it's always important that we're learning about these new things, right? Like we want to stay ahead. We want to know how to create this content that's visually appealing to our audience. Like I think 4 years ago, I was using PicMonkey, and it was in like PicArt still, like from Word, like Microsoft Word, PicArt. I don't even know what I was using. It was so bad. So we've come a long way, and that was it. So that's content. Do you guys have questions? You can unmute yourself. Can they unmute themselves? If you have a question, you can feel free to unmute yourself. I really want to be the person who creates like really hilarious memes. So I've got to figure out which one of these apps creates that, like will give us the memes, and just be really good at creating memes. And then I want to do that video tutorial one. So that
you just said, what was the first captions one?
Typorama, Typorama. Oh no, the captions ones was Clip-O-Matic. I'll put it in there. There we go. I put it in the.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No one has any questions about that?
Did that make sense? Was that like okay? Like, did you guys get some value out of that?
Yeah. And can I just like want to touch back on that 5-star social compass, because I think this is something that like you said, and it's probably the most powerful thing.
Is it bigger one too? I'll go with the exhibition there.
Is that you, Melissa?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me figure that out.
I hear kids' TV in the back.
There's a TV show playing. Okay. So something she talked about was the 5-star social compass. And did everyone understand what she meant about that 5-star social compass? Like, give me a yes if you understood. Like, I'm gonna do what Griff does. He's like, yes, it was okay, or no, I had no idea what she was talking about. Okay, so, and I think, and Melissa, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but like, basically you guys, like, when you're thinking about your content, right? And if you guys want to we can do like a full-on deep dive into this next week. I have worksheets and stuff to help with content creation. Like if you guys feel like that's like your strongest need. But honestly, like, what are the 5 things about you? Like, it literally comes down to that. Like, and like 5 things about you. And it can't just be like, I'm a mom. Like, what kind of mom are you? Exactly what she said. Like, don't try to be somebody else, right? Like, I can't pretend like I'm the mom juggling parent pickup and doing this and going over here. I have 1 kid, he's in preschool, right? But then I think about, I don't know if she's on this call, but Margie, like on our team, like she's like, she is that mom, like she's running from this, she has 2 boys, right? Like, it's so different, right? What kind of mom are you? Like for me, like sharing my infertility, right? Think about other things. And if you're not a mom and you're like, oh, like Ottman is so good about, she's keto and she shares her keto journey, but if you guys follow her on the weekends, like, you know who she is on the weekends, right? Like she is who she is, and like that's what it is, right? And then like she like jokes around about her working out. So like everybody has their own niche here, and it's just about finding it, right? Like it's literally just like, what are the 5 things about you? And so like if you guys, with all of this, you have so many tactile things to leave here with. Take time tonight, because we're going to hop off here right now, and you can lie to whoever's watching the kids and say the call went late, right? Just don't lie, but you can just fib, hide out wherever you are. Just keep replaying a video so it sounds like people are talking to you. And then literally, like, what are the 5 things about you that people are going to want to follow you for, right? Like, I don't try to pretend like I'm this really serious person all the time. Like, I know that like I'm funny. Like, I make myself laugh all the time, right? I don't try to be like, when I'm typing out posts, like I don't have like the words of like when I talk about like manifestation and stuff the way that Kendra might have, right? Because I'm not Kendra, right? Like, don't try to be someone else. Like, don't say like, oh, because this person's being successful, like I must emulate what they're doing. No, your people follow you because of who you are, not who I am, not who Melissa is, not who Kendra is, right? Like, you have to figure out that, like, so take time. Like, what are the 5 things? Like, I remember like I'll put on there, like, I'm a sweet tooth human, right? Like, I'm keto, but like I'm obsessed with sugar and candy. So like, if you notice all of my posts, I'm constantly baking things, because I bake things all the time. So I don't eat an entire bag of Skittles every night. Like, I have to eat keto cookies or something. So like, what are those things that make you take, yes, Shannon, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that like when there is a hard thing, it's candy corn season. It's just candy corn season. I can't talk about that right now. But like, what are those things? Like, just like, and take that time. Like, what are 5 points? Like, what are those 5 social compass points that and it doesn't mean you have to rotate through them every 5 days. It helps you plan your content. So when you're going to make something, you're like, oh, that's easy. That's going to fall under here. My mouth started watering. Wait, I got to read that because it was about candy corn. Oh, Skittles. Oh yeah. Sorry. I do love Skittles. So, okay, today I love that, Melissa. If you guys look in the chat, she said, today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Dr. Seuss, like, yeah, like you are your own superpower, you guys. And so if you guys want, would it be helpful if next week we like take time, like you have your 5 things and we take time and we start like making, we'll take, like, it'll be like you can like make a list of all the ideas you want to post about in each category, whether it's your low carb or your exercise or you're a teacher or you're whatever. Would that be helpful to you guys? And then, like Melissa said, I literally messaged her and was like, hey, do you have any ideas? So if there's a topic, and ask, like, just ask. I pretty much do that to everyone. I'm like, like, does anyone have any suggestions? So like, if you guys have a topic that literally, like, it's a burning desire, like, reach out and tell me, like, drop it in the comments, like, whatever, reach out and tell your closest champ so they can relate to me, like, whatever that is. Like, what are those topics that you want covered? Because again, this isn't about us. Like, I would love to get up here and talk to you guys about certain things. I know Melissa has like a load of things that she probably would love to just get up here and talk, but like, if it's not what you need, there's no point, right? So like, think about it. Anything that you guys would like to hear covered, like anything. And anything, Melissa, anything else?
No, the only last thing on my heart, and this is like completely random, you guys. So, but I feel like this needs to be heard. And this was something that I learned this weekend. It is so important to have a coach and a mentor in this business. I would not be where I am today if I didn't have coaches and mentors leading me, helping me get to where I am. I didn't do this by myself, but like, we're responsible for that. Like, Trish can't possibly reach out to every single human in the organization every single day to offer coaching, because that's not duplicatable. When this team is 10,000 people strong, that's all she would ever, like, that's all anyone would ever do. If the expectation is on the, the person who signed you up to reach out to you. So take ownership of your business and what you need, and don't hesitate to reach out to someone and say, hey, I need coaching, I need this, and be super specific with what it is that you need. No, I'm not saying don't go to someone and say and just start complaining, but like ask for mentorship, ask for coaching, share the challenge that you're currently having, and ask for help coming up with a solution or an idea. But I want everyone to realize, like, that is one of the most important parts of this business, is having someone to coach you and mentor you through it.
Mm-hmm.
And these team calls are amazing, but they're once a week. And you might need a coach or someone to touch base with every single couple days, right? Or multiple times a week. I never don't respond to someone. So, and Trish doesn't either. Like, I know Trish is always super plugged in. Like, whoever it is that is your Champ 6 or whatever, whoever joined you or signed you up, like, don't be afraid to reach out and say, like, hey, I need some coaching. Here's what challenges I'm facing right now. Here's how, my goal. Can you help me come up with a plan to overcome it? But don't be afraid, and don't think that because someone's not reaching out to you that they don't care about your success. They do. I promise you they do. I promise you. And like, we want nothing more than to see every single person on this call reach your goals, and like that big goal that you have, like, we want every single one of you to achieve that. Like, we really do. So I don't know, that was a huge, it was so, like, every single person on stage this past weekend was on stage because they had someone coaching and mentoring them in this business. Not a single person did it alone. Not a single person just figured it out, right? Not a single person just stumbled their way through. Everybody had a coach and a mentor leading them in this industry. And it's okay to say, like, hey, I don't know everything, but I want to. And reach out to the person that can help you grow. So would you say that if you ask for coaching, be specific, but also be open? Yeah, if you want coaching, like, be ready to be coached. So, like, there's a difference between a friend and a coach. Like, a coach is going to tell you what you need to hear. A friend's going to tell you what you want to hear, right? So if you're asking for coaching, be open to the coaching. Great call, Ash. Yeah, that's super huge. And again, when you're, the way to ask for coaching is to already have an idea of a solution, but be open to hearing someone else's. You don't ever want to go to someone and just be like, vomit all your problems, right? You want to, like, come to them with a positive attitude, is like, hey, I have this challenge, but I also know that I have the ability to overcome it, and I would love help with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, Hannah, you heard me? You were there?
I was on the online part, so I wasn't actually there in person. But you did so good.
Oh,
you were
thanks.
awesome. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
girlfriend. All right, so that was like my little soapbox. It had nothing to do with anything, but it has everything to do with this business.
Mm-hmm.
Is getting a coach and a mentor, and not waiting for someone to reach out to you. You have to go get it. So, the end.
No, that's a good place to end. It's like, again, especially as we're heading into these, like, last 3 months of this year, you guys, like, and think about the person that you're reaching out to. And, like, I like how she, like, made that differentiation between, like, coach and friend, right? Mentor and friend, because it's really easy to fall into the friend category, and we have that law of familiarity. And, like, I was just talking about this with someone else the other day, is that, like, sometimes, like I have too, like, I talk to Kendra, I talk to Katie, like, I talk to both of them. And then we have I have BU that I talk to. And so, like, there are lots of times that, like, depending on my own personal situation, law of familiarity, because Kendra and I are so close, that, like, I'll talk to Katie. based on like where we are in our businesses, and understanding that like Kendra's not like, why did you get, like, it's not like that. Like sometimes there is that law of familiarity. Sometimes there is that thing where you're like, I don't know if I can share this with, like, I'm gonna just say, because it's Melissa, like I don't know if I can talk to Melissa, but maybe I'll talk to Erica, right? Or maybe I'll talk to Natasha. And like just choose those coaches and choose them wisely. Like really look at who you're choosing. And if it turns into a shit fest where you guys are literally just like throwing shit at each other, and I'm sorry like to say that, but like you're literally just throwing it back and forth at each other, venting and complaining and doing that, like that's a drama triangle you don't want to be a part of. Like that's not a coach. The coach isn't going to get in the trenches and start throwing dirt at each other. Like you guys, like they're going to be the one to pull you out if you're willing to take their hand and get you out of there. So like, just make sure that who you choose, that you're choosing really, really carefully, and don't choose based on, and this is my last tidbit about choosing, and this is totally off topic, but I think it's really powerful right now, is that if you go to choose someone, don't do it just because you're like, well, this person just doesn't like the person, so I'm gonna go to the person above them because like, and like you guys like don't, and I'm saying this like from a very pure, like I have a very pure heart when it comes to this. Like I want to help everyone, but I can't always get into people's business and help them because you're having a hissy fit about some disagreement you might have with your upline or whoever at that time. Does that make sense? Like, cause like we are all human, we're all personalities. Like we all have days where you might respond to someone with a text message and you're literally like, hey, like, oh, like, you know, whatever, you respond, and that person reads it and they're like, why are they being so short with me? And you might there's miscommunication in text messages. So like make sure that as you're reaching out to people that you're doing it with good intentions, not to throw someone under the bus, right? And to really find someone that you can have a good conversation with. If you just want to vent about something, find a really good friend to vent to. But like if you want coaching because to grow your business, find the coach that that's going to work with you, and make sure that they are in, like I wouldn't reach out to Alexis Brady for coaching, right? Does that make sense? So like just make it like, and that's like just really good. What is the word I'm thinking? I can't think of right now. Business etiquette. So how often do you post content about yourself? Daily, weekly? Oh, I see it. Okay. Oh, there's questions still. All right. Yeah. 421 is really good. That's really, really good. And we have a whole video on that, Barbie, in our new mentorship thing. We have a whole thing on what 421 is. And then, yeah, that's it. Does anyone have anything else? If you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about, like last day to register ticket, now. As soon as possible. Like if you guys are not getting the pulse updates like every 5 minutes that they're like register your ticket, like register your ticket. And if you guys are like still on the fence thinking about it, like talk to someone immediately and find out how you can get your hands on a ticket, because I do know that there are tickets out there. I have tickets available, and like my goal is to just get as many of your butts in those seats there. So I would say as soon as possible. But anything you guys have for questions or for topics, ideas, things that you want to talk about, that you want covered in these calls, like please reach out to us. Like it would actually be really helpful to have a list that I could just write down and be like, all right, like, and go from there. But with that, we're gonna let you go. We said we were gonna end. We always like, we're gonna end early tonight, and it's like 9:30. But that's it. Anyone have anything else before we hop off? No? Awesome. Great call. Thank you so much, Melissa, for like, just always, like, you're just a rock star, and we're super blessed to have her on our calls, always sharing her tips because she's a freaking rock star. So we love you guys, and we will talk to you later.